Your favorite artist definitely went through a department store.
It just kept getting bigger and bigger.
The place was packed.
The Madhouse.
21 Savage,
Father,
Quentin Miller,
Batman Key.
Atlanta Culture decided that this was going to be the home.
Department store was a big factor in uniting like the streets and the whole internet, the hipster wave into one.
For any artist, you know, not even just us, I feel like any artist in this area, like you're out of your mind if you weren't trying to do something with department store.
This was what was underground, but then the internet was able to just translate globally and nationwide, because that scene in Atlanta hadn't always been getting the notoriety it deserved.
It was actually one night, me and Kevy Williams, and we did a gig at a sound table. Literally came out, you know, we took off walking down the street and got to the corner and looked up. Happened to look at the For Lease sign on this building.
I've got this new place I'm opening on Edgewood called Aerosol. And he's like, come down and see it. So I went down and go and see that shit, and it was like, I'm gonna call it Aerosol. And I was like, nah, bro, like, they're gonna call it the department store. He's like, no, they're gonna call it Aerosol. I'm like, no, they're gonna call it department store. He's like, why? I'm like, it literally says department store on the front of it.
This place was like a mini Freaknik. There were so many people that couldn't go in there. They would just be all over the street on both sides. There was a line that went from the front door around to this back street.
And there was another one that went from the front door
down to the
parking
other,
meter. Damn near to the other club, Mothers.
The lines used to mesh together. And so we didn't get it because department store is not a club, it's a bar.
Right.
Tuesday is actually about a department store night.
We really had the club going up on a Tuesday, every Tuesday for a really, really long time.
Hey, once again, man, we want to welcome y'all to the Playlist Party. We do this each and every Monday right here at Department Store. My name is Maurice Garland. I'm one of your co-hosts for this wonderful
For that 2014 shit, wasn't no booking agents or labels respecting the SoundCloud artists. It wasn't until, bitch, you guessed it, and Tuesday bogarted their way onto the Hot 100 before that shit was even added into the algorithm and streams and all that shit. Like, we deboed our way onto that shit. We took the respect.
We were able to come and, you know, show our work to people, you know, and see how and people fucked with it, you know, like, so. But it wasn't just that for us, it was that for a lot of people.
13, 14, 15, that's when we started learning more about the artists like OG Macos, the Fathers, the Curtis and the whole 2-9 group.
Quentin Miller and Coolest Mac Wedding Crashers, JID, JID, Earth Gang, Rich the Kid.
Bankroll did a show with him and Cap One, Jeremy Benton, the homie Ritz, 24 Hours, who back then he was Royce Rizzy.
The Scotty ATLs.
Abra, Key performing, and Genesis DJing.
The day that we had our first show, I feel like popped off Atlanta internet rap.
Department store wouldn't be shit if it wasn't for a certain show. And that certain show had Fatman Key, who, you know, touched everybody from, you know, 2-9 all the way up to Post Malone. 21 Savage included. Father, he was in that bitch. Then you had McConan, he signed to Drake. Then you had Mako, who signed to QC. But like between them four, like there was a show that showcased all four of them. And Trinidad James was in the building too. Like everybody knew what the fuck was about to happen before it even happened. But like that was just a moment where it's like, yo, this is it. We have to take into account before this whole gentrification shit started happening. We really in the fucking hood. A decade ago, you wouldn't be able to walk these streets all willy-nilly.
You didn't want to hang out on Edgewood that long because you was gonna get pressed or, you know, cops might have thought you was doing something because it was pretty rough back then.
I've had encounters with Edgewood, but nothing like when Department Store hit the scene.
Everybody's not, out here trying to throw bands in the club or buy a section in the fucking club and spend $1,500 and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's not doing that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people who, might have to pay their phone bill tomorrow.
You get so much Hollywood shit in Atlanta that Department was real refreshing, and that was another thing that I fucked with.
It was a perfect mix of old Atlanta, then it had young Atlanta, so when it collided together, it was just a beautiful thing.
The enduring thought of inclusivity, everybody's included. Like, you see the trap dudes jam to the electronica, and the white chicks jam to the trap shit. It's like, what is more beautiful than that,
It was like the fuck shit cheers. Like going to a place where all the scumbags know your name and shit like that, bro.
But when you go to the department store, you knew you were gonna see some real streetwear. You knew you were gonna see that, the real scene, the stuff that we've kind of been missing in Atlanta, the stuff you see in New York and LA every day, but we really had it here.
Lots of skinny jeans. Lots of skinny jeans.
Tartan trousers and some Chelsea boots and be outlandish with it, and you're not overdressing and you're not underdressing.
Yeah.
Whatever, we accept you. Come on in.
Yeah.
You know what I
used to
mean?
be girls in there with sweatpants to leggings to fucking
Whatever.
high fashion dresses and high heels and shit.
You're gonna have a good time.
You're gonna have a great time.
People came to see what it's about because everybody was talking about it.
The staff and stuff was cool. The people that came was cool. You never knew who would be there.
I seen every artist I want to see perform in Department Store. Old, the new, everyone. I just think that whole shit was a blur and it will never happen again like that for nobody. The amount of artists, the amount of music, the amount of fun, the amount of growth, all of that will never happen again. I don't know, bro. That shit was fire. That's what,
Memories, man. Same reason we're talking about James Dean and Elvis Presley and Tupac. I mean, if you have a short lifespan and it's cut too short, I think part of the allure is that it ended at a peak. There's an untold story there.
Like Atlanta had the Metroplex back in Marietta Street back in the day, and it's even torn down now, but they've talked about it for generations. And I think that this place will also be talked about for generations.
I just think the legacy lives through those artists who, were there and then have continued on outside to just grow and evolve.
The loyalty to the people, I guess. That shit, yeah, that shit's crazy. Got a little emotional there thinking about it. It's crazy.
Since then, I have not felt the same vibe over here once. So, I wish you could have been there.